Ladies and gentlemen, imagine walking into a room, and before you say a word, people sense something different about you. A quiet strength, a presence, a magnetism that isn't forced, but earned. What if I told you that this can be cultivated not by what you say, but by what you do? Whether you realize it or not, you are shaping the person you become. The way you carry yourself, the way you think, and the way you respond to the world, all of it builds your silent influence. Today, I will share with you 11 habits that, if practiced daily, will change your life and make you quietly, irresistibly attractive. Every action you take, every thought you nurture, and every habit you reinforce is shaping the person you become. The power of daily repetition is one of the most underestimated forces in human transformation. Most people believe that change happens through major breakthroughs, dramatic events, or life-altering decisions. But the truth is, the real transformation happens in the quiet, consistent moments that most overlook. It's not what you do once that defines you, it's what you do daily. The mind is like a sculptor, and your habits are the chisel. Each small action, repeated over time, carves out the person you become. If you reinforce self-discipline every day, you become disciplined. If you give in to laziness every day, you become lazy. The process is simple, yet most people fail to recognize its significance because they are looking for instant results. They try something for a day, maybe a week, and when they don't see a dramatic shift, they give up. But the secret lies in understanding that change is happening even when you don't see it. Consider the way water shapes a rock. It doesn't happen in a day. It happens through steady, consistent pressure. You won't notice the change after one day, but after years of repetition, the rock is transformed. The same principle applies to your life. Every time you make a small improvement, whether it's in your mindset, your discipline, or your self-awareness, it adds up. And one day you look back and realize you are no longer the same person. Here's the catch. Repetition works both ways. It can either build you or destroy you. If you reinforce negative habits, they will silently take over. Complaining every day conditions your mind to focus on problems instead of solutions. Procrastinating every day wires your brain to avoid responsibility. Every decision you make, no matter how small, is either working for you or against you. This is why self-awareness is crucial. You must be conscious of the habits you are reinforcing. Ask yourself, what am I repeating every day? Are you repeating discipline, confidence, and growth? Or are you reinforcing doubt, fear, and self-sabotage? Every habit you nurture is a vote for the person you will become. Success is not one big moment. Confidence is not built overnight. Influence is not something you acquire instantly. They are all the results of compounded habits. The most successful, the most attractive, and the most powerful people in the world don't do extraordinary things. They do ordinary things consistently. They wake up every day and commit to the process, no matter how they feel. The question is simple: what are you willing to repeat every day? Because whether you realize it or not, your daily actions are casting the mold for your future. And one day, the results will be undeniable. Traction is often misunderstood. Most people assume it's about physical appearance, wealth, or social status. While these things can play a role, true attraction goes much deeper. It's not about what you wear or how much money you have. It's about the energy you carry. It's about how you make people feel without even trying. Have you ever noticed how some people walk into a room and immediately command attention without saying a word? They don't beg for it. They don't try to impress anyone, yet people are drawn to them. This is the essence of silent attraction. It's not loud, it's not forced, it's a quiet confidence, an unshakable self-assurance that radiates effortlessly. People are not drawn to desperate energy, they are drawn to those who are secure in themselves, those who do not seek validation but instead offer something deeper: presence, strength, and self-mastery. Someone who is genuinely attractive doesn't need to convince others of their worth. Their actions, their demeanor, and their way of being communicate everything without a single word. Attraction is largely psychological. It's the way you carry yourself, the way you react under pressure, the way you listen, the way you respect yourself. People can sense energy, They can tell when someone is grounded, when someone has standards, when someone isn't seeking approval. This is why physical looks alone are never enough. Someone might be conventionally attractive, but if they carry insecurity, neediness, or desperation, that attraction quickly fades. On the other hand, a person with average looks but unshakable confidence, emotional intelligence, and depth becomes irresistibly magnetic. One of the most overlooked aspects of silent attraction is presence. In a world where everyone is distracted, always on their phones, always thinking about the next thing, someone who is truly present stands out. When you listen deeply, when you give your full attention, when you engage with authenticity, people feel it. Most conversations are surface level, filled with half-hearted responses. But when you meet someone who is fully engaged, who listens without waiting for their turn to speak, who is truly in the moment, it is rare, and rarity is attractive. Another key element of silent attraction is the ability to remain composed. Most people react emotionally to situations, easily thrown off by external circumstances. But those who remain calm under pressure, who do not let their emotions dictate their actions, become naturally captivating. Strength is silent. A person who doesn't feel the need to prove themselves, who doesn't over-explain, who doesn't react impulsively, creates an aura of mystery and respect. Attraction is about energy. When you cultivate confidence, self-respect, and emotional control, you don't need to seek attention, it comes to you. People want to be around those who make them feel safe, inspired, and intrigued. And the secret to that? It's not in what you say, but in who you are. There are certain people who seem to draw others in effortlessly. They don't beg for attention, they don't put on an act, and yet they hold an undeniable presence. What makes them different? It's not luck. It's not some hidden secret. It's the habits they cultivate daily. Small, consistent actions that shape their mindset, energy, and influence. These habits work silently in the background, making them naturally attractive without them even realizing it. One of the most powerful habits is self-discipline. The way you carry yourself, the way you approach your goals, and the way you handle challenges all reflect your inner discipline. A person who respects their own time, who wakes up with purpose, who follows through on their commitments, even the ones they make to themselves, becomes someone others admire. People are naturally drawn to those who are in control of their own lives because that control signals strength and reliability. Another habit that creates silent attraction is deep listening. In a world where everyone is eager to talk, to prove themselves, to be heard, the person who truly listens becomes rare. When you give someone your undivided attention, when you listen not just to respond but to understand, you make them feel valued. And people are drawn to those who make them feel seen. This doesn't mean you have to be silent all the time. It simply means when you do engage, you do so with full presence. Emotional intelligence is another key habit. Most people react impulsively to their emotions. They get defensive, they seek validation, they allow fear or anger to dictate their actions. But those who master their emotions, who respond instead of reacting, who remain composed in difficult situations, stand out. They exude a sense of control that others find deeply attractive. Why? Because stability is rare. When you meet someone who doesn't crumble under pressure, who can handle difficult conversations with grace, who remains unfazed by external chaos, they naturally draw others in. Then there's the habit of carrying yourself with quiet confidence. This doesn't mean arrogance or trying to prove anything. It means you don't need external approval to feel secure. You know your worth, you respect yourself, and that energy is felt without you needing to say a word. People respect those who respect themselves. Another habit that works silently is not oversharing. In today's world, people reveal too much too soon, but mystery is powerful. When you hold back, when you allow people to discover you over time, you create intrigue. Those who reveal everything immediately become predictable. But when you maintain an air of mystery, you naturally make others want to know more. When practiced daily, create an energy that is felt before a word is even spoken. They are not about manipulation or trying to impress anyone. They are about becoming the kind of person who doesn't need to seek attention, because attention finds them. Silence is powerful. In a world where everyone is rushing to speak, to prove themselves, to be heard, The one who understands the value of silence stands apart. It's not about being quiet all the time. It's about knowing when to speak, when to listen, and when to simply let your presence do the work. Those who understand this principle develop an aura of strength, mystery, and confidence that makes them naturally attractive. Most people associate charisma with talking, a loud, engaging personality that captures attention. But true charisma often comes from restraint. A person who speaks only when necessary, who doesn't feel the need to fill every silence, commands more respect than someone who constantly seeks attention. When you speak less, your words carry more weight. People listen more intently because they know you don't waste words. There's also a deep psychological effect behind silence. When someone remains calm and unreactive in a conversation, it creates a sense of intrigue. Most people are predictable in their responses. When they are challenged, they defend themselves. When they are praised, they seek more validation. But when someone remains composed, when they don't immediately react, it creates a sense of mystery. Others start wondering what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what they know that others don't. This makes them instantly more interesting. Silence also signals confidence. Insecurity needs constant reassurance. It needs to prove something. But confidence is self-sufficient. A person who is comfortable in silence, who doesn't need to dominate conversations, who can simply exist in a space without demanding attention, exudes a quiet power. They don't chase validation because they don't need it. And that kind of energy is magnetic. Another overlooked aspect of silence is its role in deep listening. Most people don't listen. They wait for their turn to talk. But those who listen deeply, who observe more than they speak, gain a tremendous advantage. They understand people better. They pick up on details others miss. They make others feel truly heard. And because being heard is a rare experience, people are naturally drawn to those who offer it. Silence also allows you to maintain control in conversations. The person who speaks less often holds the most power. In negotiations, in arguments, in moments of tension, the one who stays calm and measured forces the other person to reveal more. Silence creates space for others to fill, and in doing so, they often expose their thoughts, their emotions, their weaknesses. Both personal and professional, silence can be a form of self-respect. Not everything needs a response. Not every comment requires your validation. When you refuse to engage in unnecessary conflict, when you don't let every small thing pull you into an argument, you show strength. You show that you are in control of yourself. Mastering silence is not about withdrawing, it's about using it as a tool. When you do, you become someone who is heard, even when they are not speaking. And that is where true attraction lies. Confidence is not something you are born with. It is something you build. It is not given to you by external validation, nor is it something you can fake for long. True, unshakable confidence comes from action. Daily, consistent action. The way you live each day, the habits you reinforce, the challenges you face head-on, all of these shape how you see yourself and, in turn, how the world sees you. Many people chase confidence the wrong way. They look for quick fixes, motivational speeches, compliments, temporary achievements. But these things only provide a short-term boost. Real confidence is built in the moments no one sees. It comes from keeping the promises you make to yourself. When you say you will wake up early and actually do it, you build trust in yourself. When you set a goal and follow through, you create proof that you are capable. Confidence is nothing more than the accumulation of these small victories over time. The problem is that most people don't give themselves enough chances to win. They hesitate, they overthink, they let fear of failure stop them from taking action. But in doing so, they reinforce self-doubt. Every time you avoid a challenge, you teach yourself that you are not strong enough to handle it. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you weaken your belief in your own abilities. Confidence is not about being fearless. It is about acting despite fear, proving to yourself that you can handle whatever comes. Attraction and confidence are deeply connected. People are drawn to those who are secure in themselves, who do not seek constant reassurance, who carry an energy of certainty. This is why confidence is so attractive. It signals strength, and strength is rare. But strength is not built overnight. It is built through repeated exposure to discomfort, through daily challenges that push you beyond your comfort zone. A confident person does not need to prove themselves to anyone. They do not feel the need to dominate conversations or seek validation through unnecessary words. They speak when they have something to say, and they remain silent when they don't. Their presence is enough. And that presence is built by consistently showing up for themselves, by doing the difficult things even when no one is watching. Most people think confidence is about appearance, posture, or tone of voice. While these things matter, they are just reflections of something deeper. True confidence comes from self-respect. When you respect yourself, when you take care of your mind and body, when you set boundaries and stick to them, it shows. People can feel it. This is why daily action is so important. You cannot wake up one day and decide to be confident. You must earn it. And you earn it by taking action every single day, by proving to yourself that you are capable, that you are strong, that you are worthy. Over time, this becomes who you are, and when that happens, you no longer need to seek confidence, because confidence has become you. There is a certain power in being unpredictable, not in a chaotic or unreliable way, but in a way that keeps people intrigued, keeps them guessing, and prevents them from putting you into a box. Most people are entirely predictable in their actions, responses, and emotions. They follow the same routines, react the same way to situations, and make their intentions obvious. But those who are silently attractive understand the power of maintaining a sense of unpredictability. People are naturally drawn to what they do not fully understand. It is human nature to seek out mystery, to be intrigued by what is just beyond their grasp. When someone is completely predictable, they lose that sense of intrigue. Their words and actions become expected, and as a result, they become easy to overlook. But someone who is just slightly unpredictable keeps others interested. They do not reveal everything about themselves at once. They do not make their every move obvious. This does not mean being distant or secretive. It simply means keeping a part of yourself reserved, allowing people to discover you over time. Unpredictability also creates an aura of confidence. A person who does not follow the crowd, who does not react in the way everyone expects, stands out. They do not allow themselves to be easily influenced or controlled. They have a certain independence of thought and action that makes them intriguing. When people cannot easily categorize you, they pay closer attention. They watch to see what you will do next, how you will respond, what your next move will be. This attention, this curiosity, naturally draws people toward you. One of the most powerful ways to maintain this sense of intrigue is through emotional control. Most people are highly reactive. They get defensive when criticized. They seek validation when insecure. They chase after those who pull away. But someone who remains composed, who does not react impulsively, who does not give away their emotions too easily, becomes far more attractive. Others start to wonder what they are thinking, what they are feeling, what makes them different. This sense of mystery is incredibly powerful. Another way to maintain an air of unpredictability is through personal growth. Many people remain the same year after year, following the same patterns, holding on to the same beliefs, engaging in the same conversations. But those who are constantly evolving, learning new things, refining their thoughts, and challenging themselves, remain endlessly interesting. They are not static. They surprise people, not by being someone they are not, but by continuously expanding into the best version of themselves. Being unpredictable in the right way does not mean being inconsistent or unreliable. It means not giving away every detail of who you are immediately. It means keeping people engaged by revealing layers of yourself over time. It means having depth, emotional control, and an independent way of thinking. And when you embody these qualities, you naturally become someone people are drawn to, without ever having to seek attention. Everything in life comes down to the small daily choices you make, the habits you cultivate, the energy you carry, and the way you present yourself to the world are all shaping your future, even when you don't realize it. True attraction, true confidence, and true influence are not about external appearances or temporary tricks. They are built silently, through the way you move, the way you think, and the way you show up every single day. The most powerful people do not chase attention, they attract it effortlessly. They do this by mastering themselves, by practicing discipline, by staying composed, by remaining unpredictable yet reliable, by embracing silence, and by continuously evolving. They do not seek approval because they already know their worth. They do not waste energy proving themselves because their actions speak louder than words. They listen deeply, they observe more than they speak, and they choose their responses carefully. This is the secret to changing your life, not in an instant, not through a single grand moment, but through the quiet, consistent shaping of your character. When you stop seeking validation and start becoming someone of value, people notice. When you let go of insecurity and cultivate unshakable self-respect, you naturally command attention. When you build yourself every day through action, discipline, and presence, you become someone who doesn't need to demand respect, because respect is given to you without question. The world does not reward those who try too hard to impress. It rewards those who master themselves. When you do this, you no longer need to search for confidence, for attraction, or for influence, because you become those things. And when you become them, everything changes.